You've been trying to force it. The next client, the next answer, the next move. And the truth is, force never gets you there faster. It just leaves you tired, resentful, questioning yourself. Alignment is different. Alignment moves without strain. It brings the right people, places, opportunities into your field without pushing yourself into burnout to chase them. You already know the difference because you can feel it. Force feels like tension in your chest. Alignment feels like breath in your whole body. Force feels like proving. Alignment feels like arriving. This is your reminder. The timeline you want isn't created by controlling the process. It's created by trusting the frequency. Hi guys, my name is Lalini, quantum healing expert. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, here's what we're going to be talking about. Alignment. What is forced and what is not forced. What I understand within us, that we have a push and pull force. It exists with everything that's in us and around us, in and out, as within, so without, as above, so below. All of that is an opposite and equal reaction to who you are. Learning how to ride these waves, do we understand them? Do we really understand them? Like, I remember there was a time, I lived in extreme polarity. Do you guys remember that time? Maybe think back to when you were a teenager. You were just looking to figure things out. There's that gap, it feels like, between 8 and 11 where we change rapidly and we look to how we used to or think we look. But when we really see ourselves, what we're seeing is what we think that we want to see instead of seeing the truth of actually what's there. See, when we're being told who we are, you lose the identity of self and you borrow the identity of what society tells you of who you should be. And when we do this, as we start to progress on and we're growing in a sense, right? When you start with a seed, it starts to grow. It grows on its own. We started as a seed, as a fractal pattern. We're going to grow. Now, there are things, mile markers, guidelines, and whatnot that's going to be on your way of your purpose. But it's up to you to understand that that is your purpose and your blueprint that exists within us. So conditioning and programming and all of these things that exist within society conditions us to be something else, what society wants us to be. Now, I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into that so you can really understand alignment. Who are you at your core? And when you answer this question, I want you to really feel it inside of you and ask, who am I at my core? Now, if you're giving labels and names of things that you've done or whatever it is, that's not who you are. You've accomplished those things, but that's not who you are. To understand who you are is to go really deep within and feel that. They say we're supposed to have experiences so we know what we don't want. That's what they told us. Have the experiences. It's going to be great. Everything will be fine. But what they didn't tell us is how to really maneuver and break from some of these certain experiences, because it can be traumatizing in a good way and in a bad way. Something that's too good is not good. And obviously something that's not good is not good. So you have to learn how to find the median. Alignment, forceful creation gets you out of this. It's a loop-de-loop. You're going to keep finding the cycles. It's just not going to mesh properly, right? So for us to really understand that and cultivate that space, what we must understand is that when we sit with the truth of who we are, we will find all of the answers. And the answers are so simple that we make life so complicated. We'll stack walls against ourselves and say, yeah, this is who I'm supposed to be. And in order for me to get there, I'm going to build this wall. But do you realize that you're the one that has to climb over it? And you're the one that's saying that that's what you need, instead of saying, I embody this. Every projective space that you made, think of that brick that you've made. Now look at it. Actually do this. Do this as an exercise. You see this, that this is the alignment of where you should be. These are the habits or the daily actions that you should embody, become, right? So focus on it. Look at it. Envision it. Feel into it. Use your imagination. Because imagination is more than just child's play. Imagination is everything. Imagination is how you and I got here. Imagination is how I'm able to talk to you through this. Imagination is how you see me lit up. Somebody had to imagine it to create it. To be like, wow, this is amazing. So without any type of forced alignment, what you're doing is you're sitting within self. You've casted that ray out of this and this and this and this, but it's coming from here. And you tell yourself, all right, all of these fingers point right back to me. So if all of these markers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, point right back to me, then that means that this is what I know that I embody. So if I'm saying that this is separate from self, what does that mean? It means I've separated myself from my identity of who I really am. My belief said that it has to be outside of myself. And in that belief of saying, okay, I believe that it's going to take 6 months to get here. It's going to take a year to get here. Who says that? And off of what contributors, what variables say that? This is where you have to really start questioning everything. Because what variables say it's going to take X amount of time to get here, to get here, to get there. It's all about events and positioning and emerging with where you really are, being honest with it, and going forward with that. We say it takes bold confidence, it takes action, it takes fear, it takes all of these things and how to alchemize them forward. But what I'm finding is that it's not that at all. It's all about understanding the universal laws that really do exist. And because these universal laws exist, if I am the creator, what is it that I can truly create? How can I see these lines differently? What am I looking at? Some of us have some amazing ideas and might seem off the wall because it's something that we've never seen before, but you never take advantage of it because you think other people or whatever it is just not going to align. Our ideas come from the collective. So one thing that I understood, and this is where I'm going to kind of hang here for a little bit. Your ideas are your ideas. Yes, they come to you through your vision. Yes, but here's what happens. When we don't take forth or action on that idea, it will bounce off to the next thing that kind of resonates with that, right? And what we find is that we get upset when we don't take advantage of certain things, and we hold resentment, and it puts you in a space of muck, right? A frequency of muck. So even if you wanted to celebrate or be joyful or all these things, you're feeling that, man, that should have been me. But what did you do to get there? What did you do to get there? There are some people who really know how to use their resources. And the reason why, it might not even be led by confidence in itself. It might just be the fear of loss. I just got to get forward. I just got to do it. But if you know that you have an idea and it is there, cultivate that idea. Feel into that idea. Feel into it. What I found with my career is that it just keeps evolving. I said yes to something that I had no idea how it was going to mesh in my work field. And I said yes anyway. Life completely shifted in that space, in that time, and said to me, hey, guess what? This is what you're going to do. So I understood in that moment that I had to understand my gifts and my abilities and everything of who I am. I must honor that. And I'm saying this to you, everything of who you are, you have to honor that. Don't shy away from it. Life is calling us to speak into this now. What is forced alignment is saying, okay, I have to do this, I have to do that, and then you expect the outcome to be this. All of this is creating a cluster of floof. I want to say another word, but let's just use that for lack of a better term. And when we're creating this floof, it leaves a fog. You're literally walking around with a fog around your head. And when you have this fog around your head, what you're seeing is just, man, I can't do this, I can't do that, oh my God, nothing's working out. But what you don't understand is that everything is right in front of you. You're just seeing this. So when you clear this space, what you find is so much indifference, so much growth. You find the median, you find the calm in between the space, and you can say, guess what? I can do this. I can do this. I have the utmost capability to be the best version of who I am now. So where does that sit? Sit in those spaces. State of being is everything. When you really learn how to alchemize, it's going to push it out of you. You're going to feel the pain. You're going to feel it. The greatest part about the pain is that you can overcome it by saying, I'm no longer going to resist. I'm no longer going to fight this. I'm going to surrender to it. A lot of us have gone through childbirth. I'm sorry if you haven't. But a lot of us that have, and maybe gone through other catalytic things where the pain, you've had to sit through it. And by sitting through it, you realize you just got out on the other side and your body just gained that much more strength, that much more resilience. These are the patterns of life that we are learning to overcome and realize that we don't have to be here. But what we're learning right now is infantile to what's really out there. And we're staying in the circle of the superficialness. And it needs to go deeper than where it is, that depth. So that's why I'm offering my services, Soul Sync sessions. All right, this is where we dive deep. They can be done online or in person. If you're not in the area, that is perfectly fine. These can be done online. There are techniques that are different. Basically, we're going to go over everything of who you are. We're going to go to the nitty gritty. Wherever your belief lies, that's where we'll stay. But if you want to dive deeper into that space of, okay, I'm tired of this. I feel like my body hurts, all of these things. I can't see clearly, like not even be able to formulate a thought, going through life, being in pain, all of these energetic processes, things are ending, some things are coming to a halt or beginning again. How do you manage all that energy? So, yes, go ahead and reach out to me if you feel like this is something that calls to you. Let's schedule a consultation. As you can see, my hair is in my eyes. That must be a confirmation. This is for you. If this spoke to you, if it dropped a seed or whatever it is, send me a message. DM me. Anywho, my name is Lalini. I'm a quantum healing expert. August 23rd, 2022. I got struck by lightning, and that completely changed my life. I use everything of who I am to serve as much as I can. Use these gifts to awaken the gifts within you. Again, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, your family, everybody about it. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. Have a great day.